Hey there, toy collector friends and Star Wars fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that is the time-travelling toy collector. And today we are looking at something that I had my eye on when it was first released, but was not prepared to pay the prices they were asking. So this here is the LO-LA59 droid, otherwise known as Lola, from Star Wars, the Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries. That aired, I believe, on Disney Plus as part of their Disney Plus Star Wars series. And this was the droid that accompanied young Princess Leia. I've got the box here, so let me just bring the box in front. Oh, as I smash into the thing. It's just, let me pull out slightly for that. Yeah, there's not too much to talk about. It's just a picture of the product, really. Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, Lola. And it's the animatronic edition. It's got 3 modes, which we'll walk through shortly. But basically, yeah, this is it. And in terms of accessories, it comes with this stand. And just so you're clear, it's a 2-part stand. The legs are separate to the stand, which is here. You have to connect the legs. We don't have to connect them, but my advice would be connect the legs to the stand, and then the legs connect to the base of Lola. And there's also a hover mode stand, you can see nicely with Star Wars on there, which essentially does the same thing, only you plug in that transparent plastic base to give the effect that Lola is hovering. The 3 modes are companion mode, hover mode, and on the go mode. This is companion mode, where Lola stands on her own 2 feet, technically. Hover mode, of course, is using the other stand, and on the go mode is where you detach Lola completely from the base and carry her with you wherever you may go. Fantastically, this released originally at around somewhere between 90 and 120, depending where you shopped, pounds in the UK. And for me, that was a little rich. But this I managed to pick up from I think it was Amazon. I'm sure it was Amazon, as part of one of their deals for significantly, and by significantly I mean significantly, less than it was originally released for. And to be honest, there was a point when it first came out that I very nearly just went for it and purchased it, because it really interested me and entertained me to look at. But I'm glad I didn't, because the saving I've made in waiting and getting this now is absolutely amazing. And it doesn't come with any batteries, which is fair enough, but I've installed them. There's an underneath compartment, very easy. It's 4 AA batteries, nice and easily installed, no issues, no problems. I'm just going to take you on a little sort of tour, if I can, of Lola. It's heavier than you might think, so I'm just going to rotate it around a bit so you can see that there's the main eye section at the front. There's some nice design on the top. There's those sort of 2 wing panels there, and there's an antenna. When you get it in, comes out of the box, it actually ships like that, so when you take it out you have to pop it up like that, but that's nice and easy. That's about the extent of the it clicks into place, sorry, the extent of the assembly required. As you can see, lots of nice paneling, and there's also paneling and such like around this middle section here. I've not had a lot of chance to play with it or to test it or do stuff, and I waited until it quietened down before I sort of set it up here. The reason I say that is as soon as you put the batteries in, she kicks off, she starts, and there's a lot of activation done by sound, which includes talking and other stuff. There is no off switch. Now I'll go to this straight away, because this is something that I had to look up, because I was beginning to think, do I have to take the batteries out? There is no off switch, and the instructions which you get, which are quite flimsy, pretty poor, they're sort of old school Disney and Hasbro instructions. There's really, this is where you put the batteries in, and this is how you install, you know, stuff, but there's not an awful lot of clues around anything else. So I discovered that actually it goes into a sleep mode if it's not interfered with for around 20 minutes. So I've sort of had to leave it for around just over 20 minutes to make sure. And she has quietened down, because much like some of the other animatronic things, I'm thinking some of the Roboson products, they carry on for a bit of time, doing their own thing. And she's a bit similar like that, but she has quietened down. And from what I've read, putting my hand across here is what should activate her. And it seems to be that's accurate. So straight away, you can see that we have some light up features. She's very happy to keep talking. She's got articulation at the joint points here, which is wonderful. And there's also a purple. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's actually, I'm going to try and see if I can show it to you. But there is a purple light there around the mouth area. So, you know, it is, I'll show you the top as well, just so you get a nice view of that. And again, I'll move her around this way so that when the panels go up next, which should be soon, you'll be able to see what the detailing is like underneath them, just in case that's something that interests you. There you go. She always reminds me of a bit like a ladybird or something similar. So I'm not going to overly bore you with this one. I just really like it. So I hope you're getting all of these sounds. I'm conscious that the microphone is facing to me. It's quite loud, but I don't know whether or not you're going to hear those when it comes to it. The paneling on the top is mostly inlaid gold, which looks really, really nice. I have to say, it looks really, really nice. So I'm just going to settle that down there. Again, as I say, she's still. There's no rhyme nor reason. But again, if you you know, touch around this area, she appears to be not doing anything. But I don't know what kicks her off. But what I will do while we've got this sort of lull is I'll just disconnect her so you can see she's back in action. So absolutely. So you can see this is how the leg section works, and it connects here. So now you can see the underside. It connects there. This is also the battery compartment. Now she's hovering. She's very, very chatty. But yeah, so the idea is this is on the go mode, so you can carry her around like this. And what's interesting is she does tend to not flap, because my concern was if you were carrying her around and you had your thumb on one of these, then there's a risk factor that yeah, it's somewhere around here, and I'm not entirely sure I know where. It's supposed to trigger. I think it's adorable. But in the interests of showing off, oh, I know she's very chatty. I'm going to just can't argue with that, can you? I'm just going to find the hole, so I hope you can see it inserts. Yeah, it inserts there. So now I'm just going to try and get some purchase. There we go. So she's now in hover mode. For what that will give us that's different, I'm not too sure. If indeed anything, but I mean it's just such a it's just a I would imagine children loving this. Children of a certain age, I mean, or indeed of all ages, because I love it. I'm enamoured with it. Probably much to the annoyance of anyone and everyone that can hear me, because I just think it's really really sweet. There's 45 different different sound combinations, and they're randomly, from what I can see, they're randomly generated. So you have to be mindful of that. And similarly, if you are doing something like this, i.e. talking in front of her, then she does hear you, and she responds to the fact that there's noise and continues this way. That's why the only way to get her to go, as I say, into sleep mode is essentially to basically go quiet for about 20 minutes. Or of course you can take the batteries out, which I don't recommend because it's faffing. But obviously if you're going to put it in storage or put it on display and you don't want this carrying on all the time, then maybe taking the batteries out is the only option for you, because the alternative is that it could turn on at any given point, you know, which is great, but could be problematic depending, you know, how you like your dinner parties to go, or your quiet night in, or whatever, because all of those could be disrupted. So she's gone quiet now, so maybe she's had enough. I don't know. As I say, I'm still getting this is very early days for me and Lola, so I'm still trying to get to grips with how she works, and so on and so forth. And so on and so forth. But yeah, so there are sensors here, but it's not apparent where on here they actually are. So some of it is a bit sort of trial and error. But yeah, I'm really enamoured. So I don't know whether any of you have already got your Lola, and if you have, feel free to tell me any tips you have that you've learned around managing her in the comments down below. That'd be fantastic. It's also an opportune moment. She's very chatty. It's also an opportune moment to just remind you that if you would be so kind, it's so chaotic, would be so kind as to like the video, that would be wonderful. Lola would be thrilled if you'd like the video, wouldn't you, Lola? And in addition, if you could drop a subscription to the channel, it's no obligation, you don't have to watch every single video, but it would just let you know when there's a new video released. And you know, there's some great stuff coming up. There's also an awful lot of great stuff across different ranges, like Star Wars, like Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, G.I. Joe, Transformers, etc, etc, etc. I do think it would benefit from an off switch. Not being mean, Lola. I'm not suggesting you need an off switch, but just from a presentational display point of view, I think an off switch would make an awful lot of sense. But other than that, I think it's completely and utterly brilliant, and I'm absolutely here for it. Anyway, thanks for spending the last quarter of an hour with me. I've been the time traveling toy collector. You've been a wonderful audience, and this has been Lola, the LO-LA59 droid from Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, as seen in that TV series, absolutely, accompanying Princess Leia on her adventures. Also, if you have got one, let me know down below how you get on with it, and because I'd love to hear the experiences of other people over time, because I appreciate a lot of people may have had this for a while now. I've only just picked it up, so I'm very excited to find out what it can do. I do remember at the time absolutely thinking I need one of those in my life, and then bulking slightly at the higher level price for the more animatronic version, which just goes to show that sometimes you can be super lucky if you hang on and wait. Yeah, I think I've been super lucky in this occasion. Anyway, take care. I hope very much to see you in a future or indeed a past video, and it just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty really is a toy forever. Take care. Bye-bye for now.